Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're going to start doing chemistry regent January 2020. January 2020. We're going to start with part A as usual. And in the first one, which statement describe concepts included in the wave mechanical model of the atom? So the wave mechanical model is the latest model of description for the atom. That comes after that the atom cannot be divided. That's a Greek model. After that, it's covered by G.G. Thomson that there are negative subatomic particles, which are the electrons. After that, Rutherford started to describe that the atom is almost a hollow or a space, and the mass is condensed in the nucleus. The latest one was the electromagnetic waves characters for the electrons, which means they orbit the nucleus. And for that, it's going to be the last one, number 4. Electrons are located in a region called orbitals. Now, number 2, as an electron in an atom moves from a higher energy state to lower energy state. So what's going to happen? Since the higher energy level has more energy and you're going for the lower level means you're going to lose some energy. This energy is going to release. So the answer is going to be number 3, release energy, because releasing or accepting or gaining energy will not affect its becoming positive or negative ion, since it's still the same atom. Question number 3. Two atoms that are different isotopes. Again, the isotopes means the same proton number, different neutron number. Same proton number, different neutron number. So the answer is going to be number 2. Question number 4. The element in group 14. Okay, so we need to open. I'm going to open the reference sheet. And let's see. Chemistry reference table, because we're going to need it. So he's talking about group number 14. It is group number 14. Okay. In group number 14, period 3. Group number 14, period 3. So he's talking about selenium. With the period classified as. So it's on the stairs. So that's a metalloid. That's a metalloid. So the answer is 3. Question number 5. Which element has chemical properties that are most similar to potassium? To have the same chemical properties, it should be in the same group. So I'm going for potassium. Where is the potassium? Potassium is here. So it should be either cesium, ruthenium, sodium, lithium. So calcium, it's in group number 2. Cesium, group number 1. So the answer is 2. Question number 6. Which element require at least amount of energy to remove the most loosely held electrons from a gaseous atom in the ground state? So he's talking about sodium, argon, phosphorus, chlorine. That's period 2. So sodium, phosphorus, chlorine, and argon. So the least one, as we know the trend, if you're going from the left to the right, means your electronegativity is going to increase. And to lose energy with the least amount means you should be with the least electronegativity, and that's a character for sodium. So the answer is number 1. Which terms identify two different categories of compound? So covalent is a type of bond, molecular is a type of structure, covalent is a type of bond, empirical is a formula, ionic is a type of bond, molecular is a type of structure. And by the way, we have ionic compound and we have also molecular compound. Okay. Number four, ionic and empirical. So empirical is a formula. Okay. So I cross out 2 and 4. So I have a covalent and a molecular, and that's going to be applicable for ion. I have ionic compound and the molecular compound. Molecular is applicable for the large organic compounds. So the answer is number 3. Which statement describes the energy and the bonding changes as two atoms of fluorine becomes a molecule of fluorine? So forming a bond, releasing energy. Forming a bond, releasing energy. So since I form a new compound, so I have a new bond. So I cross out number 1 and number 3 because I didn't break down. I formed the bond. So I have 2 and 4. And we said forming a bond combined with releasing energy. Releasing energy. Question number 9. Which part of calcium atom in the ground state is represented by dot in lowest electron dot diagram? So we understand that the lowest always the valence shell. So the valence shell. So I'm going to see what's the valence shell number for calcium. So I'm going down here. Calcium is 2882, so it's fourth shell. So it's going to be in the fourth shell. Lewis structure always the last shell. Is in table S an atom of which element has strongest attraction for electrons in chemical bonds? So I'm going for table S. Here is table S, and he giving me 4 elements. So I'm looking for their electronegativity. So aluminum, maybe okay, here I saw it. Aluminum is here. So I'm going to see the electronegativity for aluminum was 1. Aluminum is 1.6. Aluminum is 1.6. Okay, I'm looking for chlorine 3.2. I'm looking for sulfur. Sulfur is sulfur 2.6. Sorry, 2.6. And the last one, magnesium Mg, is 1.3. Now, the strongest attraction force means the strongest electronegativity. So the answer is obviously chlorine. Question number 11. Which substance can be broken down? So let's talk about everyone. That's element. So you can't break an element. So the answer is 1. Ammonium is a polyatomic, so you can break it down. Aluminum oxide is a compound, you can break it down. Ammonium chloride is a compound and you can break it down also. Question number 12. Which statement describes the particles of an ideal gas? Ideal gas, again, ideal gas. Particles doesn't have a volume, there is no attraction force between the particles, and upon collision, they save or conserve energy. According to these three, I'm looking for something. There are attractive force, so that's opposite. The particles move in a circular path. I don't have any information about that, so it's correct. The collision between the particles reduce the energy. We said we have to save energy. The volume of the gas particle is negligible, and this is the one. This is the one. Number 4. Now, what is the amount of heat released by 1 gram of liquid water at 0 Celsius when it's changed to 1 gram of ice? So that's the freezing point. So I'm looking for the formula, freezing point. So I'm talking about heat. So it's it's going to be like heat of fusion, heat of fusion, the same amount. So heat of fusion, Q equal to MHF. Q equal to M, Q equal to M, heat of. Now he giving me 1 gram, and I need to see the HF. It's in the front sheet, first page. HF is 334 multiplied by 334. So when I multiply, it's giving me 334 joules. 334 joules. So the answer here is 3. Which term identifies type of intramolecular force? So he's asking about the intramolecular force. We got 3 in the curriculum. The first one, hydrogen bond. The second one is London force. The third one, dipole bond. So I'm looking for one of those. So covalent bond, no. Hydrogen bond, yes. So the answer is going to be 2. Question number 15. Which statement describe a reaction at equilibrium? Equilibrium, we say the forward reaction rate equal to the backward reaction rate. So the rate of the mass, I don't talk about mass. The entropy fraction must equal, no. The number of moles, no. But the rate, so the answer is the rate of formation of the products must be equal to the rate of formation of reactants. So for 15, the answer is 3. Okay, in entropy, we talk about randomness. Randomness. Accuracy, no. Precision, no. The disorder for the system. So 16 is 3. Randomness. Question number 17. Which state in nature tend to undergo change towards? So we said if it's releasing energy to so lower energy is going to be spontaneous, and more randomness or disorder is going to be spontaneous. So I'm looking for something have less energy, more randomness. So lower energy and less randomness, incorrect. Higher energy, incorrect. Lower energy and greater randomness. So the answer is 3. The answer is 3. Which organic prefix is matching the number of the carbon atom that it represents? So that's an easy question. You can find it in here, number of atom. So I'm looking for table B. But because I memorize them, I know hepta is 7, so that's correct. So the answer is 1. Because 8 is oct, 3 is prop, 4 is pute. Okay. 19. Which terms represents 2 types of organic reactions? Organic reaction, I listed many organic reactions. Like fermentation, that's 1. Esterification, that's 2. Saponification, that's 3. Halogenation, that's 4. you have addition reaction and all these types. So I'm looking for something related to the organic categories. Sublimation is a physical character. What's sublimation? Sublimation means goes from the solid states to the gaseous states without passing the liquid states. So that's incorrect. Sublimation and fermentation, I'm still in the physical property. Saponification and deposition. Deposition means conversion from uh, gas to solid, like when it's snowing, but it's only incorrect because it's physical character. But saponification and fermentation, that's chemical reaction for the organ. So I eliminated by identification of the character of the properties. Like when I talk sublimation, that's physical properties, and when I talk about deposition, that's physical properties. Fermentation, that's chemical, but it's associated with sublimation, which is physical. Saponification is chemical, yes, but deposition is physical. But and at the end, saponification and fermentation are chemical reactions. Now, which organic group? So he giving me a group. I'm going for the chemistry table again. Functional group. He give me C double bond OH. That's aldehyde. Aldehyde. So the answer is one. The answer is one. Ketone is C double bond O. Doesn't have H. Ester. So C double bond O. O. So I'm checking the reference sheet here, and here is the group. Okay. 21. Particles are transferred during a redox reaction. We understand nothing moved from the atom except electrons. So atoms doesn't remove, neutron doesn't move because it's inside the atom, protons doesn't move because inside the atoms, but electrons, and it's a valence electron. So in the redox reaction, electrons are the only thing like transferred. So the answer for 21 is 2. Question number 22. Which process can be presented by a half reaction equation? Have reaction equation, we didn't talk about have reaction equation except in the redox reaction. Except in the redox reaction. Distillation? No, that's physical character. Sublimation, physical character. It's vaporization, even physical character. The only reaction here is the oxidation. Even though, like if you don't know, but it's common sense because the others are physical properties. Now, which form of energy is converted to electrical energy in voltaic cell? Voltaic cell, and we study in chemistry. So common sense is going to be chemical reaction. I have a chemical reaction. I don't talk about nuclear, I don't talk about mechanical, I don't talk about thermal. I have a reaction, chemical reaction, transfer of electrons that's going to give me electric current. Okay, 24. Which compound is Arrhenius base? Which compound is Arrhenius base? So what I'm looking for, something is going to accept a proton. Something is going to accept a proton. For HCl, it's donating proton. For H3PO4, it's donating proton because it's an acid. And CH3CO, that's organic acid, is donating proton. The one accepting proton is calcium hydroxide. If you don't know, you can go for the reference sheet, page 2. I think so. Page 2? No. Page 3. No. What's the page number? Page 6. So over there, that's acid, that's base. So HCl is acid, organic acids here, and phosphoric acid there. The only base is uh, calcium hydroxide. Question number 25. In neutralization reaction, an aqueous solution of Arrhenius acid reacts with an aqueous solution of Arrhenius base to produce, we said, acid plus base, water plus salt. Acid plus base, water plus salt. An ether and water, no. An ether and alcohol, no. A salt and water, so the answer is 3. According to one acid base theory, a base is, I just said it in two questions before, accepting proton. So hydrogen acceptor, that's a molecule. Incorrect. I said proton, which is H positive. So the answer should be 3 for 26. 3. Here he played a game about if you understand that it accepts proton means hydrogen ion only. Based on table N, uranium 238 and uranium 235 have different. So here I have uranium 238 and uranium 235. I have to look for table N. Where is table N? Here is table N, table LM, and here. We said uranium 235 and 238. They have the same decay, but they don't have the same half-life. So they have the same they have different, as we said, half-life. Why it couldn't be proton? Because we said the protons are the characters for the element. So it's like the ID for the element. If it changes, you have a different element. Why it's not the same number of electrons, a different number of electrons? Because we know that the atom is neutral, means the number of protons equal to the number of electrons. Since the number of protons are the same, so for sure the number of electrons are the same. Decay mode, they have changed and they have the same decay mode, and they differ only. They have the same decay mode and they differ only in the T half, their half life. Question number 28. A change in the nucleus of an atom that converts the atom from one element to another element is called oxidation reduction. No, because we still have the same elements. So you remember, like hydrogen ion, like copper ion being reduced to copper element, and zinc element being reduced to zinc ion. So I still have the same elements. So that's incorrect. Single one replacement, I still have the same elements. Substitution, I still have the same element. Transmutation, mutation means change. So that's why I have to pick up number 4. English common sense. Transmutation. So I make a mutation. So, and he's over there change in the nucleus. So change in the elements. So the answer is 4. Which radioactive emission has the greatest penetration power? So the power means energy. The power means energy. So let's see if the reference sheet doesn't have any clue about this one. So now, for alpha particles is the nucleus for the helium. Beta particles, that's electrons. Positron is a particle. But gamma rays in energy, so it has the highest penetration power. It has the highest penetration power at the least ionization power. Question number 30, and that's the last question for part A. Which statement describe benefit of using fission reaction? Fission reaction. In fission reaction, what I'm doing, I'm splitting the atom so I get more energy, high energy. That's a nuclear energy. So that's a benefit. So let's read the multiple choice to see if something of them is going to match our knowledge. So radioactive waste must be stored for long period of time. It's not a benefit. Nuclear fuel consists of stable isotope. Although we're doing transmutation, changing one atom to another, gamma radiation is produced. We know it has higher penetration rate, so it's harmful. But large amount of energy, that's the one. So the answer number 4. Hope you understand part A. See you in part P1, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.